Yo. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? How is everybody doing today? It is your boy, Wildcard Mar, in the building. Detroit man running late. He had to get that colonoscopy done. So, but no, he'll be here in no time. Big homie Nick, he is on the mend. Let's send some love and shout outs to the big homie Nick. He got a little injury. And yes, it is not to the colon. As much to everybody's surprise, it's not to the colon. I got it suffered a little knee injury, but if he's willing to share, I'll let him discuss the details. So speedy recovery to him, and of course, man, let me give a quick shout out, man. Let's give a quick shout out to our boy, real good friend of the show, Matt. Was feeling under the weather last week, caught a little nasty little something. Hopefully him and his family are doing better this week. Hey, we are here, episode 204. And what a pleasure it is to be here because we just had a fantastic weekend of sports. I mean, a lot of things to discuss, from World Cup soccer to college football to baseball transactions going down right now as we speak. I've been getting alerts all day about all types of transactions going down. What else is there to say? Of course, it was a wild and crazy week of NFL football. Some crazy matchups that took place in Week 13. I don't know if Week 13 is lucky or not. I don't know. Either way, a lot of things to discuss. Really, a lot of things to discuss. But before we get too deep off into our sports discussion today, make sure, please, go on over to Facebook, I.O.W Sports Network. Join the Facebook page, gives you a chance to, drop your own sports takes, funny sports memes, interact with everybody, network. And then we do emphasize on the networks. If you got your own content, drop your own content. Let people know you exist. Get some merch. At the top of the page, you'll see myself rocking some J. Edwin Collection. And J. Edwin Collection is a t-shirt company by our very own Detroit Mail. And of course, with that being done, it does provide the merch for I.O.W Sports. So get you a hoodie, get you a t-shirt, drop $30 to the Cash App, $ I.O.W Sports Network, and you can get the I.O.W Sports cap. It's very exclusive. That's the only way you can get it. $30 to the Cash App. In return, you get the a very exclusive snapback. Of course, you can always catch us on Twitter at I.O.W Sports 1, Instagram at I.O.W Sports Network, and most importantly, going over to YouTube, I.O.W Sports Network. That's where all the content is stored. You can follow all the content we got going on the I.O.W Sports Network. If you pay attention to the bottom of the screen, everything, all the social media platforms that you need addresses are scrolling right there on the bottom of your screen. And hey, y'all just keep rocking with us. We're going to keep bringing out this heat the only way we know how to in I.O.W Sports. Straight barbershop talk, raw, uncut, real. And we ain't about that national media stuff that likes to, poke and pride and stuff. We give opinions as fans, people that love sports. And hey, that's why y'all follow us. So continue to support us, keep spreading the word. And let's see who we got in the building with us. Matt. Yo. What's up? Man, that's what I'm waiting on, man. So you waiting on the test results, man. Hey, again, man, prayers out to our big homie Matt, man. Hopefully everything's copacetic. Hopefully everything is fine. You keep fighting, brother. We gonna keep standing behind you, supporting you, and we gonna make sure that you get through this situation with your family and enjoy more time with your family. That's what it's all about, y'all. And that's what I'm telling you. If you're going over to I.O.W Sports Network on Facebook, you are creating relationships, friendships. I mean, Matt joined I.O.W Sports, being a big fan and supporter of what we do. And we gonna keep lifting our brother up in prayers. Hopefully Matt's all right, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully it's just something that you can just a small little hurdle you can get over it. But either way, we're gonna keep supporting you, brother. As Detroit Mail comes smacking in with the chips and shit.
What up, yo?
Straight on CP time.
You know how me do? You know how me do?
Nah. What's up, big bro?
What's happening, man?
Man, I can't call it. I know you feeling good. Got a victory Monday.
I'm feeling good. I got something to eat, nigga.
But no, we gonna like I said, jam-packed weekend of sports. A lot to discuss. But we gonna start right here because
What up, Matt?
despite whatever people are feeling, I mean, me and the big homie Nick talked about it last week, and there were rumors at the time. Now it is official. Coach Prime Time, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders is headed to Colorado. Man, big homie Mel. Just initial thoughts, feelings about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders headed to Colorado. Is it the right fit, right spot? Did he move? Did he leave Jackson State too soon? Did he stay too long? Did he do enough? Initial thoughts and feelings about Coach Prime headed to Colorado.
He went from the niggas to the other side. That's my initial thoughts.
That's your initial thoughts?
But as I was contemplating on the situation, I don't know, man.
You gotta get a real astute and studious,
right? You know what I'm saying? No, but man, I kind of got mixed feelings about it, man. You know, My thing is, I'm always, let me say this first and foremost. I ain't never gonna tell nobody how to get their bag.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you look at some of the things he done a lot. He does a lot for the community. He did a lot for that coaching staff. I mean, he took some of his salary to help pay their salary because they weren't getting nothing. The school couldn't afford, to pay him like PWI school. So, you can't really fault him for that. And how long you expect for a man to take a pay cut out of his bread, you know what I'm saying, to support somebody else? I mean, so you can't knock him for that. And then on the other side of it, I knew eventually he was gonna leave. I just thought maybe too soon, because I would like to see him lay a stronger foundation where anybody can jump in there and continue that same mode.
Keep the same trajectory going. Yeah.
I think right now it's like once his recruits is gone, well, they go with him through the transfer portal or go through him, go through the rest of the season, whatever time they got left in Jackson State, and go on to the NFL, wherever they're gonna go. I think that program's gonna go back to where it used to be because the draw was Deion. You know what I'm saying? I like to see him move from the draw being from him to Jackson State. And then I think it would have been a good time for him to leave, because that way you look at, I mean, a lot of these schools now has been established for years, like some schools been founded in 1840, 1870, early 1900s. A lot of schools have been around for a while, so it took them a while to get that foundation. So I'm not saying he should stay that long, but stay long enough where, it's a stronger foundation where people I'm going to Jackson State.
And not just because I'm going to Jackson State because Deion there.
Because of Deion there. You know what I'm saying? I like what they doing. I like how they bring him, I have an opportunity there. And see, now, I don't think people see the opportunity because Deion's in Colorado. So, I mean, like I said, I don't fault him because if you're looking, let's talk about A.D. Robinson. Legendary coach.
Stayed at Grambling State for like years.
But how's that program when he was there? How great was Grambling? It was great in HBCU, but were they great outside of that?
On that scale, great HBCU while Eddie Robinson was there. Now, if you could compare Grambling State to what these PWIs or Power Five schools, there's no comparison.
Right. So my thing is, yeah, he stayed for a while and he did great things for them, but he still didn't put Grambling there where people want. I'm going to Grambling, and I'm graduating from Grambling, and I'm going to the NFL. We can name a handful of people that went there in the NFL. A handful. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think that's the only problem is that now I hate to see that the HBCUs have become a stepping stone and not a place that I want to go to. As I'm a young coach, young black coach, want to get into the coaching. I go to HBCU for a couple of years, and somebody see what I'm doing, and I'm going over to going to the PWI, and I hope that's not the pattern that he started.
Yeah,
that's the only thing with me.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I'm almost like you. I do got mixed emotions, only because I was hoping that Deion would stay long enough, just like you said, to establish Jackson State, and not just because you got Deion Sanders at Jackson State,
right?
And to his credit, he did a lot for Jackson State in the city of Jackson, Mississippi, in 3 years. Did a lot.
Right.
I mean, literally changed the doorknobs on all the buildings. Got him a new practice field. Got him a new locker room that was up to code, or at least up to the standards to compete with your Power 5 schools.
Right.
So he did do that. He was able to get some limelight on HBCUs in general that was a light that was dwindled or was barely on. So we got to give him credit for that. Look, Deion did an amazing job. He did a lot in a short amount of period of time in 3 years. So I would never take that away from him, and I'm proud that he did that. The only problem is he did so much so fast that it put him in that situation where PWIs are going to look like, wow, he did and accomplished so much at that level in a short amount of time. Yo, just imagine what he could do at our program with better facilities, more money, more budget, more this, more that. And I hate to say that it's more, but that's just the facts of the matter is when you're at an HBCU and you got one of these Power 5 schools, which Colorado is in the Pac-12, they have better funds. They have better budget. They have better facilities. They pretty much on the board. If you compare them side to side, there's probably a lot more better athletically for these athletes that they can get at Colorado than in Jackson State. And Deion Sanders was trying to balance that. He was trying to balance an HBCU and get them comparing to these Power 5 schools athletically or what they can provide for these athletes.
Right.
And I just wish, and I said it last week, I just wish he would at least gone one freshman class all the way through. At least one freshman class all the way through. Right. And like I said, I'm like you too. I'm not gonna never knock a man for wanting to upgrade his money, wanting to upgrade his bag. I'll never do it because this is a dog eat dog world, and you got to get your bag. You got to get your paper. And I'm glad you brought this up.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know this. That yes, Deion was taking money from his own salary to make sure his assistants were getting paid.
Right.
And I think this right here and that part right there is probably the biggest reason why he left. Because for the whole 3 years, he was fighting to get his assistants more money. And I think that was the only hurdle that he felt that he just can't get over that one. I personally feel that way. I absolutely 100% feel that Deion Sanders was like, look, this is the only hurdle I've literally been fighting for 3 years is to get more money from my assistants. And if I can't get it, then maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign that I gotta go somewhere else to make sure that my assistants get paid because they're sacrificing time from their family, friends, and literally investing a lot into those children just as much as Deion, if not more.
Right.
And so it's not right for Deion to get paid a certain salary, and market wise, his assistants are nowhere close to the market value of these other assistants in other schools. So I can't fault him for that. In a perfect world, Jackson State has unlimited budget and Deion Sanders goes nowhere.
Right.
In a perfect world. But you know what? And this is to my people, and especially our people that look like us. And please don't call this man a sellout. Please don't call this man.
So they already started it.
Well, I know they started it, but my thing is and you know how that word makes us feel in our community. Mm-hmm. You know how that word makes us feel. That's not fair to put that on Deion, because name another player, name another man that has had so much profile and willingly, not asked to or begged to, willingly went to the situation he went to, and not only did he do it, he turned around. And look, I'm not happy that it was only a short amount of time. I'm not happy about it.
No.
But guess what? I'm looking at the positives of what he done, and I can't sit there and be mad that he only did it for 3 years.
Yeah, I'm like you, man. I mean, I saw on Facebook where somebody called him a fraud, and I had to not respond, put it that way, because it wouldn't have came out like I wanted to come out. Because here's the thing, man. I'm gonna say two things. One is those who call him a sellout, especially ones that look like him. If you have money, why didn't you put money into that school to help push the program further? Especially alumni, but even the people outside the alumni that want to really see and talk this, we got to stay black, we got to do this. And why you not pushing that program and donate money? All these big time record producers that look like us, all these big time musicians that look like us, these movie stars that look like us, put money into it. So people like Deion don't have to go.
Yeah.
Help build the facilities. And then if you can't, and not only that, put him in rooms with people who can put more stuff into the facilities. Because you may have connections. You may have a contract with Coke. You may have a contract with Nike or whoever. Put him in those rooms. Learn how to network within what you have to build. So people like him don't have to go to Colorado unless they want to go to Colorado. And then the other part of that is that sports sometimes collide with our culture, our life, the things that we do. Here's one of those things that, and I want nobody to take this wrong, but I'm just the only way I know how to say it. It's one of those things that it's a sports related thing, but it's also part of our culture related thing. And sometimes people outside of a culture will see it one way than the way we see it. And then they'll make comments, he a fraud, or he this, or he that, because they don't feel it like we feel it. You ever go into a room and you ain't never met the person you're like, and there's another person look like you, and y'all can communicate non-verbally. It's just something we have
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Something we have is that connection. It's just part of our culture. And I think like some people outside of our culture won't understand that, that connection, that thing that we have. And then so when we see certain things, we feel it different than other people do. It's not to say you don't understand. I'll say you don't have any empathy. It's not to say that you cannot understand some of what we're talking about. But there's another level to it that we feel it different. And I think this is one of those situations where, you split because you understand, like he has said, and I'm gonna have to paraphrase him exactly what he said. Something like he talked about, what he said. I think he talked about the opportunity of him leaving, why he left. And I'm trying to think how you put that thing. He said something like, my mind going blank. Man, what did Deion say? But anyway, if it comes to me, I'll bring it back up again. But anyway, so my thing is like, he's trying to do what's best for him and his family and what's best for his staff. So I can't fault that.
Nope.
I can't fault that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to look at what he has already done. You got to add all those things together. You can't just look at this one particular situation and say, he'll sell out. Yeah. Now, would you hope that he could have stayed and build? Yeah. I wish he could have.
Now, I will say this.
Go ahead.
Do I think he could have done more? As in, stayed around maybe a couple of more years to facilitate a lot more movement in the
Mm-hmm.
HBCU schools?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Yeah.
absolutely think that. I think that he didn't hit the climax of what he could have accomplished at Jackson State.
Right. Right. Right.
But we still can't take away from the actual exposure and limelight and attention that he brought to HBCUs that's been absent for 20 plus years. We can't ignore
Yeah.
that.
You
We
can't.
can't
You can't.
ignore the light that he brought on HBCUs that has been ignored for years.
Only
Before
thing we
Jackson,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying before Dion got there,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously I knew about Jackson State. You knew about Jackson State, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet majority of the world didn't know if Jackson State even existed.
Right.
So let's not be fake mad now and
Mm-hmm.
and irritated and upset that a man didn't stay for 25, 56 years like a Eddie Robinson.
Right.
Don't be mad at that. Here's my thing, and this is what drives me crazy about people, is other people put expectations on other people,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't do that. You may have an idea of what a person might do, might achieve, might accomplish, but to put expectations on another individual that is not yourself, and then you get mad because they didn't live up to your expectations that you set on them. Like, exactly how are you mad?
Man, so
Why
he
are you
graduated from
mad?
Jackson State.
Hey, word up. You know, you wouldn't be the first white boy that graduated from Jackson State. Won't be the
Yeah,
last.
I agree with you, man. I just think that prior to Dion, man, I don't think he knew about HBCU was the classics.
Yeah.
You know, when they had the Southern Classic, you know, when they had
Bayou class.
the Bayou Classic, you know, the
Yeah.
bands. That's
Battle of
all
the
you knew.
Bands.
Battle
Yeah.
of the bands, you know, and you knew FAMU because they used to come on.
FAMU, Southern, Grambling State.
Yeah, 'cause they used to come on regular TV sometime or
You might
ESPN when
know
shows for
about
the game.
Howard.
Yeah, you know about Howard. You know those are the ivories of the HBCU. So you know you're gonna know about Howard and places, you know, in schools like that, Clark down in Atlanta. 'Cause, you know they you know stuff like that. But you didn't really know like Jackson State, Delaware State. You know, the only thing you knew about Alcorns because of McNair.
Yep.
You know, so it's like a lot of
Mississippi
places.
Valley State, you might know about because of Jerry Rice, but
Right.
it wasn't. Not HBCUs weren't well known like that.
Right. So yeah, man. So I mean, I wish him the best in Colorado. You know,
Yep.
I got still root for him.
Here's another thing that I think a lot of people aren't discussing. Is because they're taking their anger because he's not staying at HBCU. Let's remember that he's going to a Power 5 where the numbers are so atrociously low on minority coaches.
Right.
So even when you thought it was a loss, he's still winning because he's doing something that's not done by a lot of people that look like him.
Right.
This is one part that I think is there that is 100% getting missed about his move from Jackson State to Colorado. Where they at? Where are the minority coaches on that level? Can't count them up, y'all. First of all, David Shaw, who was at Stanford for many years, he's not even at Stanford no more. Kevin Sumlin, without a job. I mean, go down the list.
What's my man at Notre Dame now?
Ty Willingham, that went from Stanford to Notre Dame, was a great coach. Where's he at? All these other coaches that get chances and chances again, they get in scandals, but then they get to go to another school and get a chance, and then they go and flip-flop to another school, and then they probably resume is damn near 10 schools deep.
Right.
But on that same level, the minority coaches, you might get one opportunity if you're lucky, two if you know the right people. So let's be real about the situation. Deion Sanders is, as much as he did and accomplished his mission in Jackson State, he's on another mission because now he's on a level where there's not a lot like him.
Right.
That look like him, period. Obviously, there's nobody like Deion Sanders. That's for one.
That's true. That is true.
But this is what gives me pleasure in seeing him make this move, is because now, as much as I was hurt that he left Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the impact that he can take that he had in Jackson State and multiply that on a bigger level, like this Power 5 level. Imagine if he takes that impact from changing the views on HBCUs, bringing talent to HBCUs, not just player wise, coaching wise, but got attention to it. Now he can do that on a Power 5 level. I think people got to look at this thing right here and be like, okay, that was a piece of the puzzle. Now Deion's looking at the bigger picture. If I do the same thing I did at Jackson State in 3 years, boy, what can I do with a lot of money and a lot of checks and a big budget at Colorado? We got to look at this at the bigger scheme of things. If that man even does half of what he did in 3 years at Jackson State and does the same thing in Colorado, getting #1 recruits, getting top 5 recruits, getting top coaches with a lot of great coaching history, they're getting paid. Getting guys with NIL deals, they getting money. Now they able to take care of mom and them, bro and them. Because you got to remember, there's going to be a lot of players that look like Deion that's going to come from similar backgrounds as Deion, where wasn't everything gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got a chance to put food on the table, lights is on, roof overhead, clothes on back. And they ain't got to wait 4 or 5 years to take care of mom and them. We got to look at this at the bigger picture. We got to take your feelings out the situation. And yeah, I'm not happy he left Jackson State because I wanted him to be the Moses and take our people to the promised land and put the power back in the HBCUs and what it was before all the Power 5 started poaching all the talent. I would love for it to be like that. In a perfect world, it would be. But we got to look at this thing in a bigger situation. Deion Sanders, if he does literally half of what he did in the short amount of time that he did at Jackson State on a Power 5 level, that automatically changes the game. But I think the pressure's on immensely now.
Oh, yeah.
More than it was at Jackson State. Even more than it was at Jackson State. Because now you're on Power 5 level. Now you got to actually show that you can coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what's going to do him well is because this is the game in college football.
That's how we gonna start off, Ant. I can't get a what up though or nothing.
What up, Ant? Ant starting off just like that.
You know what I'm saying?
But check this out. If Deion, and this is why I think he's going to excel, because in college football, it's about recruitment. And I'm telling you, Deion's going to be able to recruit the hell out of the whole nation. And he's not obligated to one part of the nation. Deion rings bells across this whole 48 joint.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me joints ain't gonna be ready to recruit, ready to go to Colorado, get in the
Tell
bluff?
you what, too, man.
Get in the
boat. He on that side of the country, man. He might get a lot of them Samoans and stuff out of Hawaii. Get that big line, build up. Then he can run the ball. You know, steal some of them people from USC, because a lot of them want to go to USC because USC is
the Big Ten.
No, USC is. Oh man, USC is the it's the place to be. But now, if you look at it from the standpoint, but Deion is in Colorado, he might better steal some of them boys out of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's a good point. I mean that.
Oh, you already know that's gonna happen, Ant.
Oh yeah, Travis Hunter. I'm sorry, the #1 recruit he got last year. Trust me, he going with Deion.
Mm-hmm. And take his son with him.
First of all, this move wouldn't have happened if Deion didn't know if his players was going to come with him.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't, if he knew Shador wasn't coming, if he knew Travis. Nah. I can't make this move yet. They not ready. I'm not ready. Trust me, them players is going with him. Oh, those who want to accept the challenge of battling for playing time, because now that he's in Colorado, trust me, there's going to be some commits. Matter of fact, I already heard there was a 5-star commit that already decommitted and like, nah, I'm going to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already happening. So I'm telling you, the floodgates is about to open, and that's why I'm saying look at this shit from the bigger picture about what he can do. But I wish him the best. Obviously, I thought it was a little bit premature, but overall, the big picture is, yo, I think he might really fuck up the game. I thought damn Dabo Sweeney and damn Nick Saban was mad. Oh, they about to be mad. Because I may not got the same amount of money as you, but my boosters got their wallets open too. What's up? I'm just saying the playing field is getting evened up.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting evened up. But anyway, let's move on to some other NCAA news.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say it too. Fuck Dabo Sweeney, fuck Nick Saban, and fuck Nick Shine. All right, got off my chest. Let's go. Crippled ass Nick Shine. Go ahead.
Crippled ass. Yo, you ain't shit. College football playoffs are set, man. College football playoffs are set. So December 31st.
Yeah, we heard we heard people say that. I mean, here's the thing, man. I'm surprised they ain't trying to sneak Alabama in there. I ain't gonna lie.
Boy, I thought they did. I
thought they saw TCU lose. I was like, oh, here come Alabama.
Hell, I saw it coming too. I was like, they gonna fuck around and put 2 lost Alabama in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually happy that they didn't.
I am too.
And the reason why I'm happy that they didn't is because here's the thing: TCU went undefeated all year long, and you go into overtime, and you lose by a field goal. I can't. Yeah. If it took overtime to defeat you,
here's my thing though, Lamar.
That's not a bad loss though. That's not.
I'm not disagree with you, but then use that same logic. How do you let Ohio State in who get blown out? You know how you rank them that high after a blown out loss in the Big Ten championship. I mean, I guess their logic. I'm only assuming. I guess their logic is they gotta go above a 2-loss Alabama, but then drop Alabama down, and then drop Ohio State down too.
Well, my initial feelings is once USC lost, that was for sure. They're gone.
Yeah,
and then of course with Ohio State at 5, I'm like, okay, that automatically puts them in.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I liked how the NCAA had set up that schedule to have the Pac-12 on Friday. So then you already knew going into Saturday that either one of these teams on the outside looking in was about to be in. So you knew that it was either going to be Alabama or Ohio State automatically being in due to the loss of USC. You just knew that.
Right. I mean, but you look at, and even going to what Ant said, you look at who they was playing. It was a possibility both of us going to lose because USC playing the team they already lost to in the regular season, Utah, who played them. They played them tough. Mm-hmm. The same with Kansas State.
Yeah,
Kansas State is a tough matchup for people.
Yeah, because they had a tough matchup with TCU the last time they played.
Right, and if you look at Kansas State, always have a pretty decent team in football. Yep. They may not be like top tier, but they're not at the bottom. They're right there in that middle that can beat anybody at any given time. Bro, you gotta come to play.
I grew up watching Kansas State pulling upsets all the time. Mm-hmm. Like they would steal people. They done it to Oklahoma. They done it to Missouri.
Right.
Done it to Texas A&M.
Little nigga came from Kansas State. Yeah,
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Yeah.
But Kansas State is notorious over my whole life of pulling upsets when they're not supposed to.
Right. Always, man.
And TCU, and then I was watching the game at work. They had time before regulation ended, and I wish they would have made an attempt to get in field goal range. Because the first thing I said is like, damn, you go into overtime, you're leaving this door wide open, and Kansas State will bite you. And sure enough, it happened. So, but getting back to the actual rankings of the thing, I'm not mad that they kept TCU in it. You had a hell of a year. You stayed undefeated. It literally took overtime just to defeat you. and Bama with the 2 loss. I get it. It makes more sense money wise. But and I said this question to Nick last week. At one
Got a
point,
point there, Matt.
at one point do you stop making it be about the money and actually be about the best teams that been the best all year round? TCU's been one of the better teams all year round. Now
Yeah.
I hear the comparison. If you put TCU and Bama on the field right now, neutral site, Alabama would probably win.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know that.
But at the same time, you can't reward them for losing 2 games.
And I'm with you on that. And that's why I said I'm perfectly fine with leaving Bama out.
Yeah,
because,
1 loss Alabama, then I think you have a better argument because you got a 1 loss Ohio State, against a 1 loss Bama and 1 loss TCU. You got a better argument.
Conversation. That's a different conversation.
They lost 2 games.
And they weren't even in the conference championship.
Yeah, they weren't in the conference championship. So I think all that is taken consideration. But I kind of had that same argument with Ohio State. You get blown out, and you only just drop right up under waiting for somebody to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should at least drop 2 spots down. It's almost like you get rest. You don't have to play in the championship game, so you get rest. You don't have to play nobody, so you get rewarded for not playing, for losing and not playing. That's all my own thing with them. And it's not because of Ohio State. I mean, just I don't think it's fair as just looking at it from the standpoint of who it is.
It's funny Ant says this because I was watching that game and I was like, they might get Max Duggan the damn Heisman because that man literally was like giving it his all to win that game, and that was like a Heisman like performance that he put on. And maybe
that's a good question too, Matt. Go ahead, I'll let you finish that one though.
Yeah, I saw that question. I'll touch on that in just a second, but like, it gives all those voters a chance to see Max Duggan, who they might not have seen from TCU. And there's coastal bias when it comes to this Heisman voting shit. So it gave him a chance to see the guy, and he put on a Heisman-like performance. He really did. Literally put his team on his back. The dude was scraped up from the damn turf, was bleeding on damn near every forearm, and literally was gassed. It like gave it his all. So that was it's funny Ant said that because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, boy, that boy might mess around and at least get him an invitation to New York for the Heisman.
I think if USC would have won, Caleb Williams was shooting. Them losing might have gave Duggan a chance, open that door for Duggan.
Other than that, who can you name that really deserves the Heisman right now? I think it's such a wide open case, and I think there's going to be a handful of candidates that can make a case to get invited. I mean, I still think you invite Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah, you still invite him. I mean, I still think between him and Duggan, probably your top. They might try to throw my man in from Georgia,
Stanson Bennett.
Yeah, because of what Georgia done, but I don't think he deserves it.
I think Bryce Young still gets invited.
Yeah, Bryce Young might still get invited.
CJ Stroud, I think he's on the outside looking in, but I think he might get an invite.
He had a couple of bad games this year, man.
He did, but I mean,
so I think that might have, and then I think getting blown out against Michigan kind of really just took him out. I think if they'd have won that game,
or he had a close loss.
Because you think about his bad games were early in the season, people forget about it.
Yeah,
or a close loss or won that game, I think he'd have been invited. I think he kind of like look outside looking in now because he had a couple of bad games plus that blowout game against Michigan.
Yeah, because like when you have big games and that are very like pretty on big moments, and you have a bad performance that doesn't bode well for you.
Right.
Yeah, I get you on that. But to Matt's question, I'm gonna put it back up here. Georgia for sure deserves to be in there. Michigan deserves to be in there. I mean, the only questions you got is Ohio State and TCU.
I think too, man. Look at the season TCU had. Give it to them. Now, if you're talking about either the best teams, I mean, who you gonna argue better? Maybe Alabama. Tennessee started to fall apart. Yeah, they lost Hooker, but it still fell apart.
To me, the only case that you can say has a vote to go in there is Bama.
Yeah.
So So at
As
this
far as you
case,
talking about the best teams, the only thing you can
yeah,
say is maybe Bama. But I think for what you have, I'm not disappointed in what I
no,
see, who's in there. You know,
no,
I think they top, they your top 10, top 5. You can't say those teams are not your top 5. You know, you can argue one team here and there, but it's like Boise State. You know, I always bring up Boise State because Boise State to me is like that anomaly. It's like TCU is always going to kind of get, or teams like TCU always going to get a little um criticism because of where they play.
mm-hmm.
You know, but it doesn't mean they're not a great team. Same with,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Same with how Boise was. They didn't have the opportunity until that one year they played Oklahoma. You know, but outside of that, everybody kept saying we don't deserve to be in because they don't play nobody. They never really got a shot at, winning a championship because of that.
yeah. But to really answer the question, we're gonna find out because if we get blowouts, then you weren't the best team that was supposed to be in there. Now, if we get some competitive games, one possession games, then for sure we definitely got the better teams in there.
I think so. I think Ohio State, and I think that Bama is better than Ohio State. Ohio State lost a lot. I mean, won some close games they could have lost. You know, I think I thought they would have been beat a couple of times. They had a close game with Purdue. They had a close game with Penn State. There was another team. It was the Maryland or was it Rutgers? One of them teams. They got a close game with them. So, Ohio State had a couple of games, man, where they were close, and Bama losses were to Tennessee while they was rolling,
and
and LSU. You know what I'm saying? Who's a pretty good team. They're not the bounce that they should be in the top 4, but they're still a good team to lose to if you got Alabama.
Yeah, but then LSU got stomped.
Well, they play like Georgia.
Yeah, but I'm saying if just in the SEC by itself, you're looking at LSU, Bama, and Georgia. And okay, you beat Bama, but you couldn't do nothing with Georgia. Like so obviously Georgia's elevated over both Bama and LSU. But do you right now if Bama and LSU played again, you say LSU would get a win again? I don't think so, because that was a close loss. It wasn't like they got blown out.
Right.
So I don't know. It's but at the end of the day, the only game that I see potentially getting blown out is TCU and Georgia, just because it's Georgia.
What's TCU? I thought TCU and Michigan and Georgia. And,
you're right. You're right.
Ohio State.
My fault.
Yeah.
TCU and Michigan, and then you got Georgia and Ohio State. I will say this: Ohio State has the athletes that can match up with Georgia. Now,
here's the thing about Georgia. If you compare Georgia this year to last year, this defense do give up plays.
They do.
They give up plays. I just think that they just play well as a team. They don't have those individual players like they did last year. There's a few standouts, but I'm saying not like it was last year. I think this team can be beaten. I mean, they give a lot of plays, so they can be beaten. They just happen to come out on the other side on the win column.
I hear you on that, but when you see Georgia's defense, the performance they did against Tennessee, it was phenomenal. The defense that they had against LSU, phenomenal. I mean, they're beating who's supposed to be the top tier.
Oh, I'm not debating. I'm just comparing this. The defense this year compared to last year. Last year, their defense was like shut down.
Shut down. Oh, without a doubt. Now they may not be as lights out, but they're still going to put in a lot of guys in the NFL draft again this year on defense. And maybe not to the amount last year, but Georgia is one of those things. Is I'm looking at Ohio State's defense versus Georgia's offense. I mean, obviously, Georgia has those tight ends who are size of defensive linemen, and they run like
no joke.
And they run like deer. So I'm looking at
what's the big tall black dude name? I forgot.
Yeah, but they got the number 18,
McCarthy.
the big. Yeah,
they got McCarthy. They got Bauer.
Bauer
and McCarthy, the one he always throwing to. Then on the goal line, he throws to the big the big old basketball player he got on there.
Hell, why not?
I
They're an
mean,
automatic mismatch, man.
the
And
running game is pretty good. I mean, Georgia is a pretty good team. I'm not saying that. I
man,
just
but hold on, bro. But I see Ohio State potentially that defense may not have no answer for them big boys, man. I think they might get stomped out, dog.
man, if they try, look how Michigan passed on them, and they wouldn't make an adjustment. That's the key thing. That game was Ohio State didn't make adjustments. When they came in the game with one game plan, is try to stop the run because Michigan liked to run.
Yeah.
So then they line up all the people in the box, and then McCarthy just threw over them. And then the second half, they did not make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem I have with Ohio State, and will they make that adjustments against Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm looking at. I don't think that's what messed them up with Michigan. I think I made that with Georgia, or with Georgia get up on so bad it's just over in the first quarter, first half. I mean.
And I see all these Buckeye fans on the social media platform. They everybody kind of sound already. Well, we got reason to worry. We got legitimate reason to worry and why y'all might get blown out, because as much as loaded as your offense is, and don't get me wrong, I think.
Dang, and you're an Ohio State fan too. I'm gonna have to block you.
It's a bad. I think it is a bad matchup. Them big boys, them tight ends of Georgia is too big for any defender y'all got on defense, and it's not like y'all defense has been lights out. It's not. When I think of Ohio State, first thing I'm thinking of is what's the big dogs y'all got on offense? What's their names? We know about C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh my God, that guy is what? That guy is a
what's the other little receiver they got too? They got another receiver over there. I can't think of his name right now.
But Ohio State is not known for putting out offensive players in the draft. They may get a few defensive studs. Obviously, they had Chase Young, they had the Bosa boys. Yeah, but primarily Ohio State's defense has been one stud and some solid players around them. I mean, that's just how their defense has always been built. It's a stud that's going to be a top 5 pick in some
Bravo and Spielman and who else they had out there? Okuda. That's my man name. It's another corner they had. They put that's in the NFL now. I can't think of his name right now.
Award for Cleveland.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, Ohio State usually have a decent defense, but they usually be big up on offensive line, have a stud of running backs,
and wide receivers.
Because look at the running game they had coming out of there. You had I see his face and everything. Ezekiel Elliott, Eddie George.
Can't forget about Archie Griffin.
It's
only 2-time Heisman.
Right. So they always had a great running game.
Yeah.
Crazy ass
was it Maurice
Claret, yeah. They had running backs. I mean, even my man now, this Sermon, he had pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So they have decent running back. Like this year, I don't think their running game is as good as it used to be. It's okay, but it's not like it used to be. And so it's kind of like Ohio State has taken a step down. Now, I mean, I don't think they far down, but it's like they're taking a step down. What you used to see in Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is it coaching? Is it day?
I think it's different philosophies, because when you look at Georgia, they're usually their studs on the offense are usually going to be wide receivers, running backs, and they have a solid quarterback.
Yeah, not a Heisman, but a solid quarterback.
Yeah, solid quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they got studs across the whole defensive side, just literally on every level, studs everywhere. So you look at that philosophy, and yeah, you may have studs on the offensive side of Ohio State, but when your talent is matched on the defensive side with your opponent, it's pretty much even. That's a stalemate. So that's why I'm looking at Georgia's offense versus Ohio State's defense, and I'm like, well, damn.
Man, and Georgia been kicking off some good running back last 3-4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Sony Michelle, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, you know,
Hell, Ty Gurley.
Ty Gurley, right? So they've been kicking out some running backs.
Yeah.
So they have.
them out.
I mean, they ain't had a good quarterback since Stafford to me, but
I mean, Stafford's pretty the only quarterback from Georgia in a while that's worked the damn. But I mean, there's not a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks that's worked the damn either that come into the NFL. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I mean, it's that right there, that matchup right there has a potential to get a blown out. Now that Michigan TCU matchup might be a little bit closer matchup because TCU's defense is they're not stout, but they're competitive as hell. And they're physical, and they're going to be matched up with a physical Michigan offense. So you got physicality versus physicality. We know what that turns out. That turns into what JR and WWE in the days would say. We gotta go to old slobber knocker. You know. Hey man. Hey, you gotta know when to flip the motherfucking switch, dog. but I mean, is that matchup right there between TCU and Michigan? I think that one's gonna steal the show for sure.
Oh yeah.
That matchup right there is going to be a physical, good old drag out, pure college football fight. How you like your chances, man? Hail to the victor.
Man, I think Michigan got a good chance of winning. I mean, they play like they've been playing, and you know they can get that run established. I hate that Blake Corum is not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Donovan Edwards been running. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's
I like the fact. I would like it with Blake Corum and Edwards playing. You know, but you know, I think the running threat of McCarthy, and you know, he hitting everybody, man. The tight ends, Schoolmaker, you know, all the tight ends getting chances out there. So I like the fact that he's hitting everybody. He's spreading the ball around, establishing a run. The defense is playing as a cohesive team. You know, they're getting sacks in. So I think they can add pressure to the quarterback, stop him, holding the field goals, establish that run. Because, you know, like I said, McCarthy is a dual threat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can run the ball, he can pass the ball. He just can't make those mistakes when he rolls out and try to take sacks or try to create and throw interceptions. As long as he don't do that, I think Michigan got a good chance.
Boy, y'all gonna be in for a fight, dog.
Oh yeah,
y'all gonna be in for a fight.
And they gotta stop kind of winning in the second half. Beat them early. You know, that second half crap, man. I hate that. Beat them early.
Hey, so what does it do for Harbaugh if he makes a deep championship run or wins a championship run? What does it do for Harbaugh?
I think that takes some of the pressure off of him. You know, he beat Ohio State twice in a row.
That's always good.
You went to the playoffs last year, although you got blown out by Georgia. You still went. You know, and you now it's the second year in a row you go to playoffs, and if you win it, you know that solidifies your legacy right there. Harbaugh's legacy is solidified right there. With a win, solidified. You know, I think if he loses against Georgia again, he won't lose his job, but it won't solidify his legacy. You know,
that's fair. That's fair. I think he at least needs to get to the national championship game.
Yeah,
he needs to do that.
Right.
I mean, even though I don't, you know, and you kind of give me an insight on what's going on up there in Ann Arbor, and it's pretty much going to be hard for him to lose his job. But I think if he at least gets the national championship, it keeps him likely to stay in Michigan instead of being enticed to another bigger job. Because
Right.
I think to me the only thing that I can see probably, and not saying that Michigan is a bad gig, obviously is probably one of the most sought after football coaching gigs in college football. But I think the only move up for him is an SEC school. I don't know which one. Maybe when Texas is there in SEC, maybe because that's always a big name school to go there. That might be a possibility, but I think him going and having a deep playoff run that ensures a couple more years for him. That's like, all right. So
I
now
think
that
he
I
leave. He
know,
goes to the NFL. I can't see him going to SEC.
you think he go back? I don't think he goes back to the NFL, man.
He's a Big Ten guy, man, through and through. Playing the Big Ten, family established in Ann Arbor. I just don't see him leaving the Big Ten. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
I say if he leaves somewhere, I see him going to the NFL.
yeah. Well, at first I was thinking like, nah, I don't know, because a lot of people say that he wore as welcome in the NFL, and his style really wouldn't translate again. And
They ain't stop Chucky for trying.
hey,
He stayed out for 10 years.
you know what's funny? That literally what popped into my head will make me think twice about it, because I'm thinking, well, they gave John Gruden another opportunity.
They gave him a lot of money. I mean, how big is the stupid ass Raiders, but they know for doing stupid stuff. However, he stayed out for 10 years, bro.
And got 10 years.
That's a long time to be away from football.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot that can change in the game.
A lot of stuff changed, man, since you coached in 10 years. Man, 3 years it changes.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about 10 years, man? Players not the same. Think about young people you know now. You know what I'm saying? And think about coaching them the same way you coached 10 years ago. Different mindset, different way of thinking,
and you know,
different motivations.
And you know what's crazy? The game's changing right before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people aren't paying attention to this, even with quarterback play. That stand back in the pocket, Tom Brady shit.
Yeah, that's going away.
It's going away.
It's all about the mobile quarterback.
Even just
all about RPOs.
Hell, Carson. Not.
When I say Carson Wentz, cut this shit off now.
No, I saw it last night.
Joe
Burrow was mobile, got a rushing touchdown. I mean, it's not just the stigma of just the black quarterbacks being mobile. No, it's the quarterback position where you must have mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, mobile.
You hear that, Jared Goff?
So, hey, look, Jared Goff is doing well for y'all, but guess what? He's few of the last dying breed.
He's a relic.
He's a relic.
So, I mean, it is. That's why I can't get Lion fans to see. You know, they keep looking at, well, you know, they winning and this and that. That's still you trying to build something for the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't take this dinosaur and try to bring him into the 21st century. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let him be a bridge to someone that's a part of the new era.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it at that.
Ryan Tannehill has some mobility. Marcus Mariota, Patrick Mahomes, of course, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. I mean, go down the line.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's the offense is moving to. We must have a mobile quarterback.
I mean, even Tua, you can tell what you want. He still has mobility.
Yeah, because it's these defensive linemen are getting faster and faster.
Yeah, you got to move.
You got to move.
You got to move.
You can't sit there in the pocket like that no more.
I mean, if you think about the quarterbacks in the NFL, majority of them are mobile quarterbacks. The ones that are not, you know what I'm saying, are the ones that are probably on losing teams.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I think Jim Harbaugh won't go to the NFL. I know he coached Kaepernick at that point in time.
But here's the thing, though. I tell you, though, if you look at when he first started out, he had K. McNamara and he had J.J. McCarthy. He didn't want to play J.J. McCarthy because of the mobility thing. He didn't want to play him. He thought that K was a better quarterback because K fit the style that he used to.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that happened to Michigan was McNamara getting hurt.
Yep.
Well, he was forced to have to put McCarthy in, and now look. Now he sees how the mobility a mobile quarterback works. He's seen a newer style works. Now they calling plays that help, you know, with the mobile quarterback. So I think that's the best thing that happened to him, which will translate him understanding the NFL.
Or where the game is going.
Yeah, where the game is going.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
New batch.
I see.
Yeah. But no.
Oh, that's the batch, not COVID.
Oh, nah, I smoke too much to catch COVID, man. I mean, we'll see what happens with Hardball. Well, December 31st. Don't forget. Make sure y'all watch some games. I mean, we gonna be tuned in. I know Mel is, as Michigan takes on TCU and Georgia tries to buck the Buckeyes. Hey, real quick before we get into NFL, I just gotta say it. So the men's national team again gives us this hope and lets us down. Gives us hope. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe it. And then you let me clear my throat. Man. And the crazy thing is about when I was watching that game, the opportunities that the offense got and just didn't capitalize. Literally 2 minutes in the game, Pulisic literally had the opportunity to get an early goal and have all the momentum.
Right.
And missed. And got his shit blocked. And I'm just like, oh, that was the opportunity that was gonna set the tone. And then 7 minutes later, they give up the goal because of bad defense. Man, look, I'm not an expert in soccer. But damn it, that defense, the way that the defense was playing, I know good and damn well that was bad defense. I know that.
The men's soccer team be dick teasing. Show you the pussy, don't want to give you none. Straight up.
Oh, straight strip tease, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro.
That's like going into the VIP room knowing you ain't about to get no pudding.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I paid for this pussy, bitch.
Yo. But it once again they disappoint.
Right.
Because you get on the World Cup stage, you gotta capitalize on those things when those opportunities come. And not only did you not get the goal, you turned around and played terrible defense and allowed a goal, and now the momentum that you had that was on your side automatically just flipped right over to the Netherlands. And the thing is, going into the matchup, we knew the Netherlands were the better team.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why when you don't capitalize on those goals, it makes the challenge that much harder because they're better than you. And you didn't capitalize and get the lead. And now that just doesn't become the physical part of the game. That comes the mental part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Now
you tapping into that. And when you don't capitalize that, man, right when I knew that they didn't score and then they let up the one goal, I was like, there it goes.
It's over.
It's over.
Mm-hmm.
And then the late goal before the half ended, I'm like, oh, it's over for sure. It was just terrible defense, man.
Right.
And luckily, they get the goal in the second half, and I'm like, all right, this is a glimmer. And then it instantly went away when they let the third go in. I'm like,
there you go. US being US.
Yep. Time to turn my phone off and turn on the Spotify. Luckily, it was on Saturday. I got some time to watch some football. American football. Damn, this international football. Because these boys just they just
yeah, that's it. That's it.
And he said this is why men's soccer is not big in the US. Hey,
facts though.
man. But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I will die on this hill.
All right.
This is why I will die on this hill and scream at the mountaintops repeatedly. The U.S. women's soccer team deserves equal pay as the men's national team.
Okay.
I can make an argument for more, but at least let's start with equal. Because every
Film a
4
better show.
years, hello, they win. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they deserve equal pay. And I can make an argument for more, but let's just start with equal pay.
WNBA don't talk any ideas.
No. We ain't lumping y'all. we ain't
Whenever y'all in
lumping.
this,
we ain't lumping y'all. We talking about
I
one.
hear y'all holler. Let me let y'all. Let me shut that down now.
Yeah, shut it down.
We bang on y'all now. Click. No.
This ain't for y'all.
Right. What up, Kofi?
This part of the conversation ain't for y'all.
Not for
What's
y'all.
up, Kofi?
See
Shout out to the
yourself out.
Dirty Hills. Yeah.
Right.
That same door you walked in, walk right back out.
Right.
So this part of the conversation ain't for y'all. We talking about the women's national soccer team of US of A deserve equal pay as the men, if not more. Because every 4 years that they play, we ain't talking about, appearing. With them, we ain't talking about missing the World Cup like the men did 4 years ago. We ain't talking about that. Because the women's national soccer team are the number one and are the favorite in every World Cup. Because they win World Cups. They deserve equal, if not more, money. And it's a shame that every 4 years, this men's national soccer team keep disappointing us and don't even put on the same amount of quality or competitiveness as the women do. And they fall short every time. They disappoint every time. And they are abysmally bad at bad times. We don't have those problems with the women. Pay them.
Pay them.
I don't want to add this discussion no more with y'all motherfuckers.
Right.
Pay them.
I agree with you, man. I agree.
Don't let us ride up and ride on you. You ain't paying them. Pay these women. All right. So, yeah, I knew they were ranked better than the women. Than the men's national team. I know, but they. Oh no, Kofi, you wild. Look, Matt, I know the Netherlands were the better team, but that's why it matters. That's why it matters.
What's up, LaCour?
Watch how y'all talk to us. But no, hey, let's move on because I think everybody's ready to talk some American football. Week 13, man, we had some crazy matchups, some good games. Hey, go ahead, brag on your squad. They did your thing. Go ahead.
Man, they played pretty good, man. Second time they played a complete game. Defense played well, offense played well. Swift showed up.
15. Y'all put 40 burger on them boys.
Shoot. DJ Chart showed up.
I saw y'all gave one target to J-Mo.
Yeah, I mean, he's out here just trying to get some reps, getting put back into the game, into the scheme, to the floor of the game. I ain't really worried about him right now. People see J-Mo. Man, let the man get a few here, a few there, because you don't want to get hurt again.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown's having a
St. Brown, man, he is a dog, bro. Yeah. They ran him out in the backfield. They ran him, hitting him across, going across the middle, touchdowns. I mean, my man is balling. The offense is clicking.
Yeah,
offense is clicking. I mean, I like.
Yeah, but I can't front on y'all defense the last few weeks. Y'all been kind of stand out,
man. James Houston from Jackson State, bro. Debuted against Buffalo, got 2 sacks. got another sack. Yes, Sunday.
Yeah.
My man balling, bro. Now here's the thing. Now you got to make a decision next year. What you gonna do with all them defensive tackles you got?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You got Romeo Crow who ain't played. You got Levi Onsariki who's been hurt. Um,
There's gonna be
you
some
got
odd
like
man out.
you gonna have. I mean, you know me. I'm about business. Cut cut the fat.
Hmm.
Cut the fat. You got 2 picks in the first round. Looks like you might get the second or third pick thanks to the rounds. Appreciate you. You know. Then you
Yeah, the
got two
Rams is terrible, man.
two picks in the second round. So I mean, you got some high picks. You can get some players, and plus you're gonna have a nice nice money in your salary cap to get some veterans in there.
Got some money to spend, man.
That defense can turn around quick, bro.
Yeah.
Quickly. I mean, you hit on some picks. You hit on some picks next year. You know, Will Anderson or my man out of Georgia, Jalen. Forgot his last name.
Let
But
me
you
ask
get
you this.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, your defense is improving, and you're saying add some pieces to your
Mm-hmm.
defense. Is Aaron Glenn still the coordinator of that defense next year?
That's the thing. So if I'm looking at it from a Lions perspective, I think he will be
Okay.
because the defense turned around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he will be. And I think that if you look at what they have now, what they've been doing, Kirby Joseph emerging, Rodrigo been balling all year.
I love Rodrigo, bro.
You're looking at Tracy Walker be back next year. What you gonna do with Chase Lucas? No, he been injured. He develops. You got Hutch on the line. You got James Houston. Then you got what's the big white boy name? God, dog, I can't see his name. He nice too. Oh God. So you got at least four, and Lee McNeil, big boy in the middle. You still got Isaiah Bugs. You know, are you gonna keep him?
I like what Buzz been doing for y'all.
You know what I'm saying? So if you keep him, you got them two big guys in the middle. You add another defensive line, another corner, and a nice linebacker. Throw a veteran in there. That defense is. I put that defense against a lot of people. Offense clicking.
Yeah, the offense is clicking, and you guys are starting to do what we kind of predicted. Because I think we said 8-9 wins. You're not far off. You're 5-7.
Well, I said 6 or 7.
Yeah, but either way, they're starting to reach the predictions that we all predicted what the Lions were supposed to do, and so I think and LaCour brought up a good point. I mean, you guys were getting your ass kicked by injuries, crazy injuries.
Yeah, that's true.
On both sides of the ball. But majority of it was on your defensive side, and your offense maintained kind of the same fluidity as it did all season long. It's been a consistent part of your team.
I'm gonna speak to you said I want to speak to something else, of course. Go ahead.
But it's just got to give them credit. I mean, they're starting to, not use the injuries as a reason not to perform of what the expectations were set. And I think now that you're getting healthy, that's also helping as well. So go ahead.
Here's the thing. I hear a lot of people, especially Lions fans, say they need to get a quarterback. I don't think they should take their first pick and get a quarterback. Because here's the thing. Who you gonna get? Because Houston probably gonna get a quarterback. They picking first. There's no way they picking second. There's no way. I don't see Houston winning 2 more games. They got to win. They got to lose. They got to win 2 or 3 more games because the Rams won 3 already.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams got 3 games, so that means Houston got to at least lose 4 games. So they could be one. You know what I'm saying? So the Rams could be one above them. I don't see that happening. I don't see the Houston win another game, maybe one. So Houston gonna get the number 1 pick. If they sitting Davis Mills down, they getting a quarterback. So they probably gonna get Bryce Young. CJ Stroud kind of disappointed me, so I don't know if I want to get Stroud. I definitely want Richardson. Richardson need to stay in Florida and develop some more.
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, I think if he develops more, he'll be a great quarterback. Right now, he's not.
He needs another year in college
He needs
ball.
another year in college. I'll tell you who's my man out of Washington, uh, Michael Pence. I think his name Penske or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, Pence Jr. because he used to play at Indiana,
I think he is a dark horse.
a
He's
lefty.
somebody you can get him in the late round. You can have him sit under golf, learn, teach him. You're not using the top pick for him, so you gotta pay him top money when his contract come up. You got a backup. You got him. You can get your defense built up. You know, get you a couple of pieces on the line for backups, and you smooth. I think that's the way to go. Instead of spending your top pick on a quarterback that if you going on a trajectory this way, once you start a rookie quarterback, you gonna go back some because he has to get in the flow of the game. Young ain't coming in lighting it up. Stroud ain't coming in lighting it up. You still got money that you owe Jared Goff. So all those pieces to me is like, why waste on a top quarterback? Get somebody like my man from Washington.
You can
Or
get
even
him in
got
like in the 4th or 5th round.
yeah, you give him the fourth, fifth round. Let him sit and learn, develop. Now you got you a young quarterback coming in. You can develop. You got your pieces on defense. You got a few pieces that you might have missed on special teams and offense. You got a nice solid team. Get you a couple of veterans in there. You looking smooth. And you got a quarterback waiting in the rings. That's I think that's what you should do. I don't think you should get Stroud and all them.
So you saying pretty much go like a Jordan Love route, but not go so high up in the first round like Jordan
Yeah,
Love.
but better skills than Jordan Love.
Yeah, hey, people been raving about Jordan Love the way he's been playing in his appearances this year, but we'll talk about that in a second. Look, either way, either route that Detroit goes, you know,
I even know.
when you got cap space and you got a lot of draft picks and a lot of them are in the higher rounds, that bodes well for you because that can help bolster your improvement a lot quicker and gives you the talent so you can start matching up with these teams in NFL, and those one possession losses can easily be one possession wins for you.
Right.
Because your talent is starting to match up with other teams. Because I think the coaching is there. I know there's some criticism of Dan Campbell being so risky, but I think he's being.
But he's kind of mellowed out, though. You look at how you mellowed out as the year went on. He's taking the points we need to.
Well, because I think at the same time he's getting the production. I think he's getting a certain production out of the team that he might not was getting in the first half of the season.
Right.
So that's why he's not taking so many risk or chances. You know,
so sign and trade for Lamar Jackson and put he's on pace for defense.
Ooh, bro.
Automatic escalates the team. I mean, shoot, if the Baltimore take Jared Goff, we'll do that.
Yo, Lamar Jackson on Detroit. I didn't even think of that. Ooh,
because you don't really need too many pieces on offense. You don't. I think they need a legit tight end, but you don't really need too many pieces on offense. Not the way they run this offense.
Tight end and get you some O line.
Get you some backup O line for no injury because you're gonna have to do something with Big V. He got injured again. So you're gonna have to cut him and get somebody as a permanent replacement for him. So you're gonna have to get somebody, a couple of backup guards and tackles. Then that's a defense. That's all you really need is defense. Oh, I forgot to say it. I forgot this part too. Fuck the Commanders. Okay, go ahead.
Yo, I actually don't like that. I actually I'm sorry, I don't mind that Lamar Jackson in Detroit. I actually think that makes a lot of sense because the fact that you have so much cap space and you have all these draft picks, if you go ahead and just get your quarterback, and obviously Lamar is going to need the contract, so go ahead and pay him. but then you can literally focus on improving the needs that you actually have, which is O
No,
line,
Matt, no.
tight end, and defense. So
Right.
you can address all of that in the draft. And
Oh, a line, definitely a linebacker.
well, yeah, but I'm saying you wouldn't necessarily have to use your cap space on improving your team. So then
Mm.
you would literally, the cap space that you would have was pay Lamar, and then you would still have cap space left over, but you wouldn't have to be necessarily going in free agent and filling those gaps
Yeah, that's true
unless you got
too. Liquor.
unless you got a veteran that's willing to take a veteran minimum.
He said something too that I like to bring up too. But go ahead.
But I'm saying get the veteran minimum, maybe, but you wouldn't have to use all your cap space to improve your team in the offseason because you got all these picks. Go ahead and get all the young talent and scoop it up, put it in the building, and then you can, like, you talking about turning it around? I mean, why not? They love running the ball. It's not, well, Detroit's been a real balanced team. Because when DeAndre Swift get going, Jamal Williams get going, especially in the red zone, that's Jamal Williams time.
But
So
imagine now you have to look out
for Lamar
for
Jackson,
Jackson to run, or they're gonna get you put in if you put in Williams in the backfield, it's not an automatic gonna hand the ball to Williams because Lamar might run.
yeah,
So yeah,
or
that's a
or
good
play action or
or play
bootleg.
action, right?
All that is available in the red zone, and for you to get points and keep your team in the game and win those one position games. I like the move.
Me
It's
too.
actually now I'm thinking about it. That's actually shit. If I'm
I agree with you, Liquor.
if I'm your boy what's your GM's
Brad
name?
Holmes, Brad
Brad
Holmes.
Holmes. I would seriously consider it.
Man, y'all
Because
got Danny Dimes, man. You don't need Lamar.
I mean I would
But
do it.
Liqueur said something that I've been talking about for a while too.
What's
So
that?
I hear all these people talking about, oh man, we need to start J-Mo. We need to start J-Mo. When J-Mo gonna play? But the way Jared Goff throws, you're not gonna unlock the full potential of J-Mo because he cannot throw the ball more than 40 yards accurate. So they're using they're gonna have to use them in like, crossers, quick slants, and let them get that yak yard because of speed. But if you have like a quarterback like Lamar that can just throw that ball downfield, now you really can take the top off of defense.
Danny Dimes. Come on. Hey, New York, y'all gonna re-sign Danny Dimes, man. Watch.
Watch your mom melt that day.
y'all gonna re-sign Danny Dimes. Watch.
That's not bad. I like that, Liqueur. If you can make it work, man, hey. If Detroit can make it work, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff and 2 second rounds and okay.
Last one to the Saints.
That's not bad either. Our Saints needs a quarterback.
I don't know.
Let me call Brad Holmes right now.
He would have the more established and better defense.
Got a better defense. You got Chris Olave down there.
Chris Olave, got Alvin Kamara. But they got to find something to do with Michael Thomas.
You have to trade him, man. They need to cut him. Trade him or cut him.
Nah. You try to find whatever value he has left, and then
trade him first. Trade him is always the first option. But I'm saying if you can't trade him, you don't need to keep him. That's my point. You don't need to keep him. He's not doing nothing for your team.
He ain't played in almost 3 years now.
Yeah, so it's either if somebody take him, you trade him, get some value for him. If nobody take him, cut him. I don't like him to say because then what you going? Because you got they already kind of invested in Trey Lance.
Here's my prediction. Tom Brady leaves Tampa Bay and he's going to San Francisco for his final year with the 49ers.
Go back home to California.
That's my prediction.
Because he's from that part of California. He's from the Bay Area, right?
I grew up a Niners fan.
All right.
Just to put that final dagger in his career, just to say, hey, I played with my favorite team Nah, Trey Lance is going to stay.
They ain't Trey Lance, buddy.
No, Trey Lance is going to stay, but he's going to learn under Tom Brady for 1 year, and then it's Trey Lance's team. Because we'll talk about the Jimmy G injury in a second, but I think there's a lot of quarterback movement next year. But
Yeah.
hey, good win from the Lions. Jags, I can't trust them no more. They too up and down for me. I don't even know. But let's move on to Jets and Vikings. It was another good game. Another good game. I think the Jets did. Looking at how that game turned out, I know that the Jets lose the game, and Mike White didn't play the best game. But what I think
Part of that is Minnesota, though, man. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, this is true, but I think the reason why the move to him over Zach Wilson and why I think it solidified is because that was a different Jets team. I think if Zach Wilson was playing that game, that's a blowout by Minnesota. I think it's a complete blowout. That team kept fighting. They fought hard. They had their opportunities to win the game, fell short. But I think it was the fight that I saw in that team. And I think we've all played enough team sports to understand as when you play for your teammate. And they were playing for Mike White. He didn't play the best, but they kept fighting. And I think if Zach Wilson was in that game, I think that's a complete ass whooping by Minnesota. So I'm okay with the move that they did. Justin Jefferson continues to prove why he's the best in the game right now. Justin Jefferson's damn good, man. What can you do with this guy, man? Oh my gosh. What do you do with Justin? What do you do with Mr. Gritty? What do you do with that guy? You can't do nothing with him. Vikings got smart, got Dalvin Cook more involved in the
right.
In the game. About damn time. Like, geez.
What's up, Alex?
Like, come on. Hey, about time. How the hell we got a Giants and a Commanders fan in here and y'all talking football when y'all motherfuckers tired, man. What is this? What are we doing tying?
What is this bullshit?
Can't get jiggy with this shit. What is this shit? I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Yeah, Sauce still haven't given a TD.
Come on, man. We got to do something about this ties. Games are not meant to end in ties, man. What is this? I hate ties. Come on, NFL. Come on. What are we doing? Come on, Matt. Have your fun. Have your fun.
Nobody wanted to win.
Yeah, nobody wanted to win.
They should just put Carson Wentz in and go ahead and lose the game.
Hey, competitive game though. Both defenses were getting after it. Those front four for both teams. And Leonard Williams didn't even he missed a good chunk of the game. Man, that was some old school 1980s football.
Right.
You know, that was some and you saw how the Giants did the throwback jerseys and they painted the end zone red like back in the 80s too. So that was like that had some LT vibes on it and they sprinkled it a little bit on there. But it was a defensive game.
What you mean? Where they sprinkle?
No, I'm just you
said LT. You said LT and sprinkle.
That ooh wee baby. Sprinkle man, baby. Sprinkle man, baby. Yeah, but no, I look. I know the offense wasn't great, but that was literally some 1980s NFC East football, and they were going at it. I was waiting for who's gonna make the first big mistake and give the team short field, and this game is over. But they kept going back and forth. I've been sleeping on Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry is something different, man. I think we need to
The
start
entire
this.
key.
Look, I'm not saying Terry McLaurin is one of the best wide receivers, but you like top 5. But we got to start putting up there. He got to start creeping towards top 10. I think we got to start putting a little bit more respect on Terry McLaurin's name. I think,
He nice, man. He
hey,
nice.
he got the contract money before the year, and he's showing he deserved it. At least right now. I mean, we got to start putting some respect on Scary Terry and put him in top 10, man. The dude is. Did you see the game that he had in Indy a couple of weeks back? So he's from Indianapolis, and he has a high school legendary career in Indiana, and he balled out against the Colts. Literally was mossing cats, Moss Stephon Gilmore. Matter of fact, you know.
Oh yeah, I agree with that too.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with putting Amon-Ra St. Brown closer to the top 15. He's been balling out last year and this year. So yeah, so I think people need to start putting respect for him on top 10. Well, obviously, Anthony, you're gonna feel that way. You're a Commanders fan,
right?
You're supposed to rep for your boy, but I'm just saying, like on the outside world that aren't Commanders fans. Well, I have him on my fantasy team, and so he's been balling like a month this year. And I fucked around and had him on the bench last night, and that doomed and sealed my fate. Had I had him in, I would have won my matchup. He put up almost like 25 points, but he's been doing that on a consistent basis. Man, he's been balling. Right. And of course he's Heineke's number one target, so he's going to get his targets. And man, people start putting respect on damn Scary Terry. Steelers Falcons. 1916 Falcons failed again to capitalize. They failed again to capitalize on a trash conference, or trash division that they got, and they would be at the top of the league.
They'd be leading the division.
Yeah, they'd be at the top. But nope. Again, 2K business. Steelers are just trying to find a way to get back to 500. I don't think they're going to do it by the end of the year, but hey, always. I
just want to say, I said at the beginning of the year that they won't have a winning season, and I was beat up on, talked about, and everything else. So I just want to say,
who? Come on,
the Giants and Commander fans. I just want to say they was talking mess, and once again, a nigga was right. Peace.
Packers get the win in Chicago 28-19. I'm gonna say this again, Chicago. You better find a way to start getting some protection for Justin Fields. That is your future.
Kill that boy.
Y'all gonna get that man hurt.
Gonna get that boy hurt.
Slaughtered.
You know what I'm saying?
Give my man some protection. Give him some weapons, and you obviously got to revamp your defense because y'all traded away all your pieces. So I got some work to do. But hey, you're good at quarterback. You're good at quarterback. You don't have to worry about that. You have your answer.
Right.
And then look, I know Aaron Rodgers played. He did so. But the Packers are, they're doing. They're about to start running the ball more. Obviously, you see 32 carries for 175 yards, 2 TDs. That's your formula. Okay. You get the good end around run for Christian Watson, and Christian Watson has been balling out the last 5 games. I think he has like 9 touchdowns in 5 games. The rookie he's finally. I think Aaron Rodgers can finally count on at least one wide receiver. That's him, and he's a rookie. And a lot of people were worried about his drops. He had them, but I think he's fine. I think the Packers are going to try to make a run at it for a wild card. Let's be honest, they're going to have to win out. Because now that you already got 8 losses, I'm not saying that there's a possibility, but hey, there's a small little glimmer of hope. I mean, looking at your schedule, you got the Rams. You know what I mean? Come on, you should handle that. You got Dolphins. You got
that's a loss.
You got Vikings and Lions, and
both of them are losses.
And that's not an easy road. And depending on seeding, if some of these guys have already clinched or got a playoffs, don't know. But either way, that is not an easy task for the Green Bay Packers. And lucky for them, they go. I think they're going on the bye this week, and then they come back the following week. So good chance to get a bye, and hey, you get the Rams. So handle that, and then see what you can do with the Dolphins, Vikings, and Lions. But hey, it took y'all too long.
Yeah, waiting too long, man.
Took y'all too long. Took y'all too long.
Y'all tied with the Lions, and Lions got so far got the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it took y'all too long. Y'all should have been playing like this almost a month and a half ago. Just saying.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I do too. Titans, Eagles. Damn. Eagles, you know.
Is that what we
dominated.
doing? That's what we doing, Ant? Is that what we doing?
Look, Eagles are to me they're the favorite in NFC. I mean, I know that's easy to say just record wise, but no, they're doing it putting based on performance. They've been in just about all types of games. They've been in the slobber knockers. They've been in the blowout games. They won in tight games. They won in the almost trap games. So and they've prevailed. They got one loss. All right.
Right.
They're a good team.
Oh yeah, they the cream of the crop in the NFC.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, there's not a lot of NFC
it's Eagles teams. And then everybody else.
So as much as respect we put on Terry McLaurin's name, boy, where y'all play AJ Brown at? Because right now, this man literally.
You're right, man.
He literally sunned his former team. He sunned them. I mean, did you see the catch in the end zone where dude was literally hugged up on him and he just snagged the ball? Like AJ Brown sunned his former team. And this is what's dominating about Philly. So you got AJ Brown doing his thing. We got to start putting some respect on his name. I don't know where you put him on the top list of wide receivers, but you better start putting him towards the top. So that's for one. Devontae Smith, the other wide receiver they got, he balled out. He put up 100 plus in a tutty, and they're always a threat to run. They didn't dominate on the running part yesterday, but hey, you got to put Jalen Hurts in the MVP conversation.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna argue that. I mean, he's been balling.
I don't see how you don't put him in the conversation.
You got to be in the conversation. I'm just glad I ain't Tom Brady again. He put him in the conversation of retirement. Sure is.
Oh, trust. If Tom Brady gets a vote, then I know it's rigged.
If he gets a vote, something wrong.
Oh yeah.
For real. I said it once, I said it again. You're winless and bitchless. You cannot get a vote.
Hey, Matt, man, I'm so right there with you. It's like, so with the way that the Titans played the Chiefs and then they went on a little run where they were playing some great football, it's like, I don't know what to make of them. It's because, like, there's times where they dominate and are the most physical team.
They do it all the time, though, man.
And then they let down. Yeah, they
do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They may do it in different spurts or different ways, but basically they do it all the time. Either they're gonna have a great regular season and let down in the playoffs, or they're gonna beat somebody you think they're not gonna beat and then lose somebody that they should beat. And the Titans do this all the time. That's just the Titans MO.
It's so frustrating because when I be on the pick 'em, I be like, man, they should win this one, and then they.
Yeah. It's hard to pick with them.
Yo,
and you're right.
They one of the most hardest teams to pick with, bro.
Man, it's that Tannehill factor, man. You don't know what he's gonna do.
Bro, they one of the hardest teams. Broncos, Ravens.
Yeah, boy. I like James Houston, Alex.
Boy, these damn Broncos just continue to be terrible.
Man, the Broncos is horrible, man. horrible.
It's that offense, man.
They need to take Russell Wilson out back and put him out of misery. He need to old yellow
Man.
him. They need to old yellow Russell Wilson for real.
No, they need to find a good lawyer to try to recoup some of this money, dog.
Because they need to lock him up for the robbery he did.
This ain't it, dog. hey, bro. Can you restructure, dog? Because you're gonna have to get some of this money back. This is felony, bro.
Right,
this
man.
Is felony theft.
You robbing people out here, bro. Russ. What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, they look bad, bro.
Hey, the Raiders is a hard team to pick too. You're right. We'll talk about them too. I say the Chargers as well.
Yeah.
With man, Robin.
Robin.
It's just week in and week out. Like when there's times where I think the Broncos have a chance, they still find a way to fuck it up.
Bruh, they scored 3 points all into the fourth quarter. And that was garbage points when they got that touchdown. 3 points, bruh.
Hey, but guess what? I'm not absolving the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh yeah, I think
because that offense was terrible even when Lamar was in there.
I don't know about that one, Alex. Right, you're right. You're right.
I'm not gonna cap on that. Matt Stupid said, "I got a felony on my record, and what Russ is doing is worse than my." Hey, but for real though, what Russ is doing is literally
Anthony.
But what Russ is doing is a felony in all 50 states. It's a felony in internationally.
Right.
Like this is straight.
And on top of that, he got the nerve to be talking shit. It's rest time. It's rest time. You know, it's rest time.
Let's ride. Time to cook.
You're trying to cook. I was like, what?
Your kitchen on fire, bro.
Right. For real.
You burning down the house. And the defense is trying their best. Shit, hey, come on, man. You know I already be rolled up. But,
right, you right, man.
But bruh, like this dude is literally burning down the house, and the defense is trying his best to put the fire out.
Man,
and
the defense,
they tired, dog. I was tired, boss.
They gonna take that nigga out and beat his ass.
Oh, bruh.
For real, they gonna beat his ass.
This creates a problem in the locker room, bruh.
If I'm going out here getting you the ball back, putting my heart and soul out on the field, and you can't score a point, and we didn't pay you all this money, and you can't score a point. That's a problem, man.
Yo, we gotta fight, bruh.
Right, that's we gotta problem, fight.
Bro. Like for real, we gotta fight. Yeah, I think it was Mike Purcell last week. The lineman that got in his face.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, yo, bro, like, come on, at one point, are y'all gonna stop playing around? Like, yo, the season almost over, and you ain't even come close to anything almost
it's over.
Offense. Well, for that team, yeah, it's over. But I'm saying
they need to go ahead and sit down and nurse their injuries.
Stealing money, man.
Right.
But they stuck
with it. Okay, so let me put this question out. If you the Broncos, what do you do next year?
You can't. Have you seen the cap hits for this dude? If he ain't on the roster next year, it's a $107 million cap hit, bro. I mean, that's dead money. You can't do nothing with it.
You just gotta ride it out.
Bro, you talking about stuck?
The Broncos are in a bad shape, bro. Unless he just turn it around next year, something we don't see. We are in bad shape.
Bro, they are stuck. They are absolutely stuck. You can't do shit. They got no options. They absolutely have no way to get out of this situation, and they are so stuck in it. And it's at least the cap hit is so egregiously high for the next 3 years. They're stuck with Russell Wilson until he's 38, bro.
I call future for that.
Yo, and Kaz, you're right. Is here's the thing, and me and Nick touched on it last week.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the actual cap, or the stuff that you gave up to get Russell was a lot. You gave up a king's ransom anyway to go get
Right.
him, and
Right.
then you paid him a king's ransom type of salary without even seeing how the season was going to go. All this shit was set in stone before training camp.
Mm-hmm.
The trade and the money. Dumbasses. That's dumb as hell.
Dumb. You should get him. You should pay him a commission. For real.
Absolutely stuck in the situation because you can't get rid of him because the cap
Yeah,
is
Seattle did win that trade.
ridiculously high. Oh, Seattle won that trade by a long shot. But we gotta talk about the Ravens. Does this knee injury changes things about Lamar's contract? Because he's gonna miss some time.
Like I said, man, and we talked about the contract earlier in the beginning of the season. Him gambling himself is gonna be a risk, and the Ravens not paying him is gonna be a risk. It just happened that he hurt himself, so it's more on him now than it is on the Ravens. So now you like, well, no man, what that knee gonna look like? We can't pay you that kind of money now. But here's the thing too. What do you do if you're the Ravens? You don't have any other options out there. If you cut him or trade him, whatever, if you trade him, get rid of Lamar, what's your options? You automatically sink into the bottom. Defense ain't that great. You don't have that dominant defense. So you can't say, well, defense will carry us until we can find the quarterback answer. Defense not carrying you. So I think you stuck. I think you stuck either way.
Man.
I hear you, Ant, but my thing is, what do you do? You say you draft a rookie quarterback. You ain't drafting high. You won too many games to really draft high. So,
well, let me add this caveat real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me add this caveat.
Go ahead.
And I'm not saying Tyler Huntley is the answer, by all means.
I hope you're not.
No, I'm not saying that. Trust me.
I'm not saying that new batch is a hell of a batch.
I may be high, but I ain't that high. Right? He is not the answer. But what Baltimore has seen last year when Lamar got hurt, and what they saw yesterday, and what they're probably going to see for at least maybe another week or so, about Tyler Huntley, he may not have the actual level of what Lamar Jackson has, but if you look at how the way Tyler Huntley plays, he has similar skill set to Lamar Jackson. It may not be on Lamar's level, but what I'm saying is Tyler Huntley is doable enough to run that same offense that you don't have to change it from Lamar to Tyler.
I think
it's not a lot that you change. You really can keep the same offense.
I think if you had a top-notch defense, that's a good move. But the fact you don't have a top-notch defense, it still puts you in a bind. Because when he makes his mistakes, you don't have nothing to dig you out of those mistakes.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is this move can be done financially and not of actual emotions. I'm pretty sure the front office, John Harbaugh, love Lamar Jackson. But what I'm saying is they're looking at it business-wise and they seeing what the money that Lamar wants. And we can have Lamar Jackson light with Tyler Huntley and then possibly go into the draft, get the quarterback that we might think could be the future, and usually just use Tyler Huntley as a bridge quarterback. Why financially give that money to Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson light, aka Tyler Huntley, is doable for right now while we address other needs? I'm saying the move that the fact that the Baltimore Ravens haven't paid Lamar Jackson even going into the season, knowing that Joe Burrow is coming up, Tua is coming up, Justin Herbert is coming up. That batch of class that came in that draft class are coming up for eligibility to get contract extensions. Kyler Murray already got paid. Russell Wilson got paid. Deshaun got paid. There's other quarterbacks that hasn't done.
Deshaun got paid in late Go
He
ahead.
paid in late. but but Lamar Jackson has done things resume wise that has excelled him over these other quarterbacks. Even Josh Allen got paid. His resume, he got an MVP, y'all. Lamar Jackson resume lined up to these other quarterbacks that are getting paid. His resume, you can say, looks better than theirs. And the fact that Baltimore hasn't paid him, to me, is writings on the wall, is that they're going to find a way financially to get out of the situation of paying Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson Light is still on our bench and we can use him as a great bridge quarterback. Don't be surprised if it happens, y'all. That's
So
why
you
I
saying?
think that move for him to go to Detroit looks a lot more clearer now.
So now you saying that Huntley is like McDowell's
Instead of McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
The golden M's and they got the golden arches.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. You gotta, hey, especially you a business guy. This is, to me, the fact that that you haven't given Lamar the contract going in, because they had the opportunity to pay him before Deshaun, to pay him before Kyler, to pay him before Russ, and they didn't. Now he's looking at all this money getting paid, and he's looking at my resume compared to theirs. He's like, oh, I definitely need more than them. And then now that you still haven't gotten the money, and guess what? Joe Burrow, hey, ain't gonna be no doubt Cincinnati gonna pay him.
Gino will get something though, Matt.
Justin Herbert, ain't gonna be no doubts that they're gonna pay him.
They don't pay him.
The way that Tua's playing right now, ain't no doubts that Miami's gonna play him. Because now we got pieces around you. We see what we can get from Tua. So now that price that Lamar is looking at, like, I know them guys is good, but look at my resume. I want more than them. And so that puts that price that was yesterday ain't today now. There's no way Baltimore will pay that type of money when Lamar Jackson Light is in the building. He's a bridge quarterback. I'm saying this is all about the money right now. Lamar ain't got it, but he's gonna get it. I don't think it's in Baltimore though.
Okay. Lamar. Matt bring up an interesting question too. Interesting statement that Gino is securing the bag. And you look at what he's done this year.
No, Seattle's paying him next year.
He's gonna get some money. He may not get a big time contract, but he's gonna get some money.
Oh, he's gonna get a contract.
I'm saying he may not get a top notch contract.
Oh, no.
He'll get something.
But he'll be able to get 25, 30 million a year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because especially when you're paying quarterbacks 50, 45, 48, 49 million a year, Gino should be able to get 25 to 30. I can see that. Like a 3-4 year deal, 25 to 30 million a year.
Right.
No, Gino should be able to get a contract from Seattle. It'll
be another robbery.
but
why you saying though, Matt? Go ahead, Lamar.
But I'm saying the proof is in the pudding. We can't. I know it's Geno Smith and we making the jokes, but what he's doing in Seattle, why can't they recreate it? My thing is it's not like this is like 4 games into the season. We're almost down to the finish line of getting to the playoffs, and Geno is still performing as he was at the beginning of the season.
Nobody's mistaking him for Peyton Manning, so let's not.
Oh, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? No one's mistaking him for an elite quarterback. But when we saw this trade with Denver, we thought Seattle would be in the basement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They in contention to win a division.
To win a division. Definitely going to the playoffs. Nobody thought that.
At all.
So I think
anybody that talks sports was like, oh, Seattle about to be in the dumps.
So I think based on that, he should get something.
Hey, he gets paid. He gets a contract for sure. I'm not saying he's gonna have like the whole league going because it's Geno. Hey man. Hey, man. If you're playing good ball, you're playing good ball, and Geno's playing good ball. That's just the facts. He's been crazy.
The pride of the Mountaineers.
Hey, he's been crazy accurate this year. He's been crazy accurate, and when we thought that, it's gonna be nothing, it's just gonna be a run first team. Lockett and Metcalf are still getting after it. I mean, we can't sit here and think that it's just a joke because it's Geno. Geno's balling. I'm not saying they're gonna win a Super Bowl, but hey.
Oh wow.
Hey, but he's been finding them out of nuts. All right, he's been finding.
But see, I mean, here's the thing, and we're not saying he should get a big contract. We're saying he should get something. 25, 30 mil is not a big contract in comparison what quarterbacks are getting. But he should get something. You know, he should get something for his performance this year.
First of all, Lamar Jackson's contract should be bigger than Deshaun Watson's. Should be.
Well, I'm talking about Geno.
Oh, Geno? No, it ain't. I ain't. No.
I'm talking about Geno because I mean I'm assuming that's what Ant's talking about. 3 reasons why. Oh, he said Lamar. I was saying Lamar as in you.
No, he's talking about
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
No, I mean.
Yes, I have. Man. I watched him in college.
Yeah, when he was in West Virginia, I saw him too. But no, hey, I think Lamar deserves the contract just because he's part of that wave that's changing the way that the quarterback position is going. Dual threat, very competitive, wants to win. Look at his record. Look at his completion percentage. It's up there with some of the best of the best. A lot of people slack on Lamar, but the proof's in the pudding. For all the stat guys out there, go look at his stats. His completion percentage is high. It's up there at the top. His win percentage is up there at the top. Yes,
a lot of those losses are defense.
Yeah, he doesn't have the playoff win. I get that. Okay. But it's the same people that glorify Justin Herbert who ain't even made the playoffs and ain't even and continues in his career to be below and at 500, never above it at a consistent basis. Y'all want to disown Lamar? No, put the resume up there. It's not a lot of people that is even accomplished what Lamar Jackson has at the quarterback position in the time that he started. Like, I never understood the hate for Lamar Jackson. I mean, I understand for some people just still think that way, but for the most part, when it's just football based, I just never understood the hate.
I mean, he does. I mean, I don't know, but I say it like this. I think Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. I still can't put him in the elite yet. I think he's a great quarterback. And I think that, if you look at what he's done, if you compare it to other quarterbacks, he's on par with those other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
This year he's not balling out like he normally does. But at the same time, some of the losses was the defense.
Was on the defense. Yeah.
And you say, he throw picks. Justin Herbert throw picks.
Yeah.
Everybody throw picks. People throw picks. It just happens. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game.
First of all, there's never been a quarterback that has 0 interceptions at the end of the year.
Right.
This ain't Madden. This is not Madden. There's a pick somewhere in there.
Okay, that's a whole other argument. You saying he shouldn't have a bigger contract than Joe Burrow? I can see that. I can argue that.
You can make an argument for that.
You can argue that because Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Okay, I argue that. And Burrow has been balling out this year.
Oh my God, Joe Cool.
But still, if you look at when they sit down at the table, they compare all the quarterbacks getting paid for that year.
Mm-hmm.
They still use the highest one as your base. So they're just taking 50 as a number. 50 is your highest base. And you look at who you are going up against that 50, how close you're gonna get to that 50 or more you'll get to that 50 is what they look at. So you're looking at from that standpoint, Lamar should be on par with Burrow. There's no way he's not on par with Burrow. If you want to make an argument that Burrow gets a little more, okay, fine. If Burrow gets 52, then Lamar should get 50.
I'll be all right with that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he'd be all right with that, but
No. Hey, Matt brings up a good point because this is one thing that I always thought a lot of people miss. You name a legitimate threat, not name Mark Andrews that he's throwing the ball to. And I understand that they're on first team. I get it. But this has always been their problem. When you don't have at least one legitimate threat as a wide receiver position, nobody is worried about your passing game. They can mark in on Mark Andrews. When you have Marquise Brown, you weren't worried about him but the go route. Because other than everything else, we'll just make sure that we got one underneath and you're not getting over the top. That's all we got to do with him. If you bracket two guys, and where's your other wide receiver threat?
Yeah. They should just kept Ray Rice. He bring the right attitude. Say, wait, he punching bitches like that. He got to be punching people on the field the same way.
Sir. Sir.
Too soon?
Yeah, T. Higgins is the number one on other teams.
Yeah, he is.
He's been balling. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people, when they thought when Jamar Chase was going to get that went down with injury, they thought it was going to be a fall off. I keep reminding people that both Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and as well as Tyler Boyd were all in the top 15 of receiving yards before Jamar Chase went down. So after the fact that he went down, went like they was going to have a drop off, you got two other receivers in the top 15 of receiving yards. I think you're going to be fine. So that's why I think a lot of people freaked out for no reason. But let's move on real quick through the last few of these games. Browns didn't look good for Deshaun Watson. I had a good feeling it was going to be a little bit rusty for the kid. Obviously, going back to Houston, I'm pretty sure emotions played into it. Had his family there. Obviously, we know about the situation. We ain't going to hash on it. But just didn't play well. I mean, just it is what it is. I mean, we're talking about almost, 2 years of football now? Pretty much. A year and almost, 7 months or something? I don't know the exact math on it. Wait. Russ was expected.
Pretty much.
Russ was expected. Luckily, they were playing Houston.
Right.
So your defense didn't have to work too hard. It did what it needed to do, dominated. Special teams dominated. But, it's just what it is.
Oh, wow. 700 days away from the field.
No, that's what I said. He looked terrible. He didn't look good.
He said he looked like Russ.
Yeah, looked like Russ. He was rusty. Needed some WD-40.
Oh, I didn't tell him he looked like Russell Wilson.
Oh, well, hell, the way Russell Wilson playing, hell, he damn near did.
Shoot. Look like Russ.
Yeah, look like Russ. Russ and Rusty,
right.
They're all in the same boat. I mean, call it what you want. Deshaun did not have a good game. Looked like Dookie. And, he got bailed out by his team. And, this won't be him for these last few games. But it's just going to be one of those things. You ain't played in 700 days, like Matt said. It was expected. It was expected. And you throw in an emotional factor because he's back in Houston now. So I wasn't expecting a MVP-like game from him. It was a lot. It was a lot for him. I'm pretty sure it was. Of course, Seahawks get the win over the Rams. Rams are absolutely garbage. I've never seen a worse defending Super Bowl champion team like this. This is just injuries, bad play on the offensive side. 3-9. This is absolutely.
That's what happens when you just give up the farm for a Super Bowl.
Oh, they gave up the house.
They gave up everything. For real.
Gave up the house. But hey, I don't think none of them are going to complain about that Super Bowl ring.
Oh, no.
They won't complain about it at all. Colts, Cowboys, damn it. Okay, took 33 points and some fluke shit in the fourth quarter for you to get that game out of reach. But whatever. You win. Good for you. Yeah, you're right, Matt. That's the kicker, too. 3-9 and no draft picks because that pick goes to Detroit. Yep. That'd be ours.
We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that. Chargers and Raiders. Man, those are two teams I can't judge when I do the pick them. Because I know about the talent for the Chargers, but damn it, they're too up and down with me. I don't know if they want to be an elite team or they want to be a bottom team or be a mid-tier team. I don't know. It's weekly. Obviously, we know about the talent. And then the Raiders, I guess you're trying to salvage the season, keep some heat off of your boy McDaniels. Yep, thank you. We'll take that. Yeah, so yeah, Raiders and Chargers.
Man, Raiders look like crap, man.
Yeah, but they got the win, and Chargers. I don't know.
I mean, I picked them to win that one because I was like, the Chargers thing. I don't know what's up with the Chargers, bro.
I'm telling you, man. They are one of the hardest teams to pick because they just don't know. Yeah, Matt Ryan did look like Dookie. I think they need the coach are going to be
it's something, man. It's something in the air, Indiana, man. State, I'm telling you, it's something in the Pacers is where you go to kill your career, and now it looks like the Colts the same way. You know what I'm saying? They passing on down to the Colts.
Damn, I sound with the coach.
Yeah, that's the end of your career, bro. For real.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I can't do it. They couldn't keep a quarterback. He said, "Man, I quit."
But we had two great games in the NFL on at 4 o'clock slot. Dolphins, 49ers, at least two good matchups. Man, Jimmy G hurt again, dog.
Again. Man, look. At least he played longer than usual. He used to get hurt quicker than this.
Yeah, but I think that messed up his bag for next year because I think he was going to be probably one of those quarterbacks that you go after next year to, get a veteran quarterback instead of going the high pick in the draft route. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, Matt.
I don't know.
They kill enough careers. They don't need no baseball and hockey players to kill too.
Football and basketball is enough.
But you're right though, man. I think Jimmy G might messed up his whole bag, man. Cause it's like he been injured for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not paying him. He gonna stay healthy. And like he's an elite talent.
Hey, I tell you what, he gets signed before Baker does.
Man, Baker gonna be saying, "Welcome to Walmart. Can I help you?"
Oh, my fault. Baker already got released today by the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm saying Baker gonna be like, "Welcome to Walmart. Can I help you?" I got a Walmart in Charlotte.
he's a greeter.
Yeah, greeter.
Can I check your receipt, please?
I'm famous. Like, who are you?
No, 49ers scary team. I think that's the Eagles' only competition right there.
49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I won't be surprised if it's 49ers and Eagles in the NFC Championship game. I won't be surprised.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault, but people ain't gonna look at it that way.
And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, you got Brock Purdy," but here's the thing. I think it's more the system with Shanahan than necessarily the quarterback. Now
he's got a bug. He's scared.
But I'm saying, like, I'm not sure Brock Purdy, obviously he's not gonna have the talent level as these other quarterbacks he's gonna go against in the playoffs. So that might be a downfall, but that defense is elite. You got elite playmakers on your offense, so you probably don't have to do much.
Debo was turning nothing into something.
Debo, McCaffrey is been doing his thing since he's gotten to San Francisco. You can't forget about Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle.
So I'm
waiting for McCaffrey's chance to get hurt.
Him or Kittle. All of them are prone to get hurt. No, for real. I mean, look, Anthony's saying for real. San Francisco has some weird injury bugs.
It's that cool air, man. It's that cool air out there in the Bay Area.
Well, they need to get a whole new medical staff. I don't know what the deal is. Fire all these motherfuckers. Hey, what can you say? Chiefs took the L. Cincinnati has your number. So that's the third time that the Chiefs and the Bengals have played in the calendar year in 2022, and the Bengals have won every one. As much as people want to say that there's a rivalry between the Chiefs and Bills, you got to start sprinkling Chiefs and Bengals in there because, every game has been a 3-point loss. And so that tells me that easily can be 3-0 Chiefs ways just as much as it is right now as Bengals way.
Mm-hmm.
So those games to me are, I know the 13-second game, I know, great game, but every time these teams get together, man, you about to get some drama. You about to get it. So we'll see. We'll see. And look, if they meet in the playoffs, I'm gonna be worried like hell. That's all I know. I'm gonna be worried as hell. Real quick, final thoughts. You got Saints Buccaneers tonight. What you feeling about it, big homie?
Saints.
Oh, you going Saints?
I'm going Saints, bro. I just don't. They always got their number, and the offense ain't moving the ball on the Bucks, man. They're not. It's not moving the ball. And Fournette still hurt too.
Yeah, I think he's questionable. Let me double check.
Yeah, man. It's like they're not moving the ball. His offense is not moving the ball, bro.
Yeah, he's questionable. Actually, there's a lot of injuries. Saints are just as banged up as the Buccaneers are. So this is
and that offensive line.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying I think the Saints gonna get after Brady, man. You know Brady, you get pressure on, he just falls down.
He going straight down.
He getting fetal mode. So I don't take no hits.
But the crazy thing is, both of these teams, they've actually, I think we might get a good game because both these teams actually have a chance to get momentum in this trash division of the NFC South and get close to the top of that division. I mean, so to me, this is an important game for both teams. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a toilet bowl. I'm not expecting some good football, but I think
you're right. You're right.
I think we're at least going to get a competitive game for sure. I do know that. I do feel that. But anyway, did a little overtime, about 12 minutes over, but it's all right. Man, great week in NFL Week 13. Great college football playoffs. Man. Said, of course, we get disappointed by the men's national team again, and then Coach Prime is headed to Boulder, Colorado. Anyway, on behalf of the I.O.W. Sports crew,
before I go, I like to say, fuck Kirk Cousins, fuck Ohio State, fuck the Commanders, and fuck Nick Shine.
I don't know why I call Martin Detroit Mail. Come back Thursday, episode 205. Be real. Peace.